What up, YouTube? This is Yucca in the Dove Shack, and this is the No Pigeon Podcast. I'm gonna get right into it. I'm going to review or react to Trump and Biden debate about who would make a better president. I'm on my third beer, but I'm a lightweight, so don't judge me. I might be a little cut now. I might not be. I might be a little bit more flavorful and saucy, but I might not be. But I wanted to watch this in retrospect to see who was right, who was wrong, and just some unique arguments that were kind of reflect nowadays. So let's check this out.
Moving on to the Trump and Biden records.
They'll overthrow you.
When a president, I'm going to ask a question.
Let's
when
hear
the
it.
president seeks a second term, it is generally a referendum on his record. But Vice President Biden.
For y'all that don't know my bias, I fucking hope Trump gets reelected. I really do. That'll make the economy better for all of us.
You like to quote one of your dad's sayings, which is, don't compare me to the almighty, compare me to the alternative. And in this case, sir, you are the alternative. Looking at both of your records, I'm going to ask each of you, why should voters elect you president over your opponent? In this segment, President Trump, you go first, 2 minutes.
Because there has never been an administration or president who has done more than I've done in a period of 3.5 years. And that's despite the impeachment hoax. And you saw what happened today with Hillary Clinton, where it was a whole big con job. But despite going through all of these things where I had to fight both flanks and behind me and above, there has never been an administration that's done what I've done. The greatest, before COVID came in, the greatest economy in history, lowest unemployment numbers. Everything was good. Everything was going. And by the way, there was unity going to happen. People were calling me for the first
Look by me. Unity? No, my liberal media would not have allowed that, so fuck off, buddy.
time in years. They were calling and they were saying, it's time maybe. And then what happened? We got hit, but now we're building it back up again. A rebuilding of the military, including Space Force and all of the other things. A fixing of the VA, which was a mess under him. 308,000 people died because they didn't have proper health care. He was a mess.
By the way, I learned recently about the VA because I'm actually, this might surprise some of y'all, but I'm writing a novel for one of my elderly friends. It's his biography. And he was a war veteran, among many other things. He wrote and produced for Motown. He produced for Smokey Robinson. What her name is? Diana Ross, Thelma Houston, you name it. But anyway, so while we're writing his novel, I'm learning a lot about stuff, including the VA. When he had an injury, he went to the VA for his benefits, his health benefits and whatnot, and they have their own personal hospitals or doctors or whatever. So, yeah, now I know what he's talking about when he says VA. Before that, I assumed he meant Richmond, Virginia. You know what I'm saying? I would assume he was going to reach out to the Hodge twins. That's what I would have thought. But hey, let's go.
And we now got a 91% approval rating at the VA, our vets. We take care of our vets. But we've rebuilt our military. The job that we've done, and I'll tell you something, some people say maybe the most important. By the end of the first term, I'll have approximately 300 federal judges and Court of Appeals judges, 300, and hopefully 3 great Supreme Court justices. That is a record the likes of which very few people, and you know one of the reasons I'll have so many judges? Because President Obama and him left me 128 judges to fill. When you leave office, you don't leave any judges. That's like, you just don't do that. They left 128 openings, and if I were a member of his party, because they have a little different philosophy, I'd say if you left us 128 openings, you can't be a good president. You can't be a good vice president.
Damn. What's up with that, Biden and Obama? Why you leave all them openings, huh? But no, all jokes aside, that doesn't sound like a good strategic move. Being on one political party and leaving all them openings, that doesn't sound too bright. But hey, what do I know?
But I want to thank you because it gives us almost, it'll probably be above that number by the end of this term. 300 judges. It's a record.
Looking at both your records, why should voters elect you president as opposed to President Trump? You have 2 minutes uninterrupted.
Under this president, we become weaker, sicker, poorer, more divided, and more violent.
Then who? Then your current presidency? What did you think that when you became president you would have fixed all of this stuff? But you can say the more divided, but you blame that on the media. But poorer, I disagree. I highly disagree with the poorer part. I forgot what he said after that, but
When I was vice president, we inherited a recession. I was asked to fix it. I did. We left him a booming economy, and he caused a recession. With regard to being weaker, the fact is that I've
look at him. Look at Biden. He flickering his eyes. He know he lying.
gone head to head with Putin and made it clear to him we're not going to take any of his stuff. He's Putin's puppy. He still refuses to even say anything to Putin about
Putin's puppy. You traded Brittany Griner for the human form of a weapon of mass destruction. You traded Brittany Griner for a weapon of mass destruction, a war machine.
the bounty on the heads of American soldiers.
Your son got $3.5 million.
And by the way, my son...
Wait a minute. Mr. President, your campaign agreed to both sides would get 2-minute answers uninterrupted. Well, your side agreed to it, and why don't you observe what your campaign agreed to as a ground rule, okay, sir?
He never keeps his word. Can you add back
No, I'm not asking. That was a rhetorical question.
Can you
Go
add
ahead,
back
sir.
30 seconds?
Yeah, yes, you may have.
All right.
Go ahead.
So, thirdly, we're poor. The billionaires have gotten much more wealthy by a tune of over 3.
Biden, you trying to be a billionaire. What are you talking about? Look at your dealings in the Ukraine and China. You're trying to be a billionaire. You're already a millionaire, multimillionaire. So I don't know what your argument is that the billionaires have gotten richer. You wish you got richer. You did get richer, but you wish you got even richer than that.
$300 to $400 billion more just since COVID. You in the home, you got less. You're in more trouble than you were before. In terms of being more violent, when we were in office, there were 15% less violence in America than there is today. He's president of the United States. It's on his watch. And with regard to more divided,
go back to your
the
notes.
nation can't stay divided. We can't be this way. And speaking of my son, the way you talk about the military, the way you talk about them being losers and being and just being suckers. My son was in Iraq. He spent a year there. He got the Bronze Star. He got the Conspicuous Service Medal. He was not a loser. He was a patriot, and the people left behind there were heroes.
Really?
And I resent.
Are you talking
like
about
hell.
Hunter? Are you talking about Hunter?
I'm talking about my
Stop politicizing your son. How about that?
son, Beau Biden. You're talking about.
I don't know, Beau. I know Hunter.
Yeah,
Hunter got thrown. Hunter got thrown out of the military.
Oh,
he was thrown out, dishonorably discharged.
Oh,
that's not true. He wasn't dishonorably.
Cocaine use.
Oh, he was Tyrone Biggums. Hunter Biden was Tyrone Biggums. Golly, I can't believe he just said that to his face too, and you can see he's hurt by it. Which, yeah, it's kind of sad, but. I mean, it's sad. Like, I got a brother on drugs, but if someone called me out on my brother, I wouldn't deny this shit. I'd be like, fuck, man. Yeah, you're right. He's fucked up, my brother. One of my brothers, right? I come from a family of 6 kids, 1 girl, 5 boys, including me. I'm the oldest. And, yeah, drugs kind of fucked up a couple members of my family, you know, and it's kind of a commonality nowadays. And it's tragic. But I wouldn't deny the shit. I just accept it as it is. I accept the truth.
And he didn't have a job until you became vice president. Once you became vice president,
that is true.
He made a fortune in Ukraine, in China, in Moscow,
That is simply
and various
not
other places.
true.
Is it simply not true? Hunter was paying you $50,000 a month for rent, supposedly? Supposedly. Either he's very rich or something's going on over there, because your taxes did not reflect that $50K a month in rent. Just saying.
He made a fortune.
My son.
And he didn't have a job.
My son, like a lot of people we know at home, had a drug problem. He's overtaken it.
No, he hasn't.
He's fixed it. He's worked on it.
You don't fix
I'm
that.
proud of him.
But why was he
proud of
given
my
tens
son.
of millions
All
of
right.
But he
dollars?
wasn't given
All right,
tens of millions of
given
dollars. That
tens
is
of
totally,
millions of
that's
President
dollars.
totally
President Trump,
discredited.
we've already been through.
Look how much Biden is blinking his eyes while he talks. I'm gonna rewind that. Look how much he's blinking his eyes, right? He don't blink that much. Me, I'm a natural blinker. I'm constantly just blinking all the time, right? That's just me. But this motherfucker is blinking whenever he tells a lie. And we all know, people, fans of psychology, we all know what that means.
Wasn't given tens of millions of dollars. That is totally, that's totally
President Trump, we've already been through.
totally discredited.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks
Man, shut your bitch ass up, George Stephanopoulos. Anyways, man, that's been another one with y'all. I just thought it would be funny to see Biden in retrospect defend himself and Trump make his claims and see what aged well and what didn't, right? And by my perspective, everything Trump said, or the high majority of it, was a lot truer. Whereas what Biden said was a whole lot of cap. Anyways, this has been another one. Peace, y'all. 2 in the pink, 1 in the stink. Let's go.